Hello, today we will paint this beautiful painting. This is the Northern Lights, or also called as Aurora Borealis, which is a beautiful phenomenon that's caused by the interaction of charged particles from the sun and Earth's magnetic particles. This can usually be seen in the polar regions and countries close to the pole in the night sky. They're usually of different colors. Today we will paint the one with lemon yellow, rose, and purple. So the colors we require are lemon yellow, rose, and purple, and black for the silhouette trees. So to start this painting, first you tape the paper to a clipboard because we use a lot of water, so the paper will warp. So stick it with a washi tape or a painter's tape to a clipboard so we can actually move to blend the colors. All right, the first thing we will do is actually divide the paper into two parts. So 2/3 will be the sky and 1/3 will be the water. So I'll just make a line to separate it, but we will wet the entire paper. Make sure the paper is wet throughout the entire process. Actually, even before we apply water. First, let's mix the colors so we have it readily available. We'll need 3 puddles, one of lemon yellow, one of the rose. Make sure you mix water, puddles, or not water, color based on the size of your paper. Okay, now let's wet the paper now. Like I said, the paper needs to be wet throughout the entire process. We are painting the sky and water, and we will paint both of them at the same time. Right. Make sure there are no puddles, but the paper is wet. Okay, let's use a medium brush, and let's start with the lightest color, which is yellow. I will paint both on the top of the sky, top of the line, horizon line, and at the bottom. Make sure it's bright. Okay. All right, now wash your brush thoroughly, and next we will paint the rose color. Make sure you don't cover the yellow that you painted because we need the yellow. Okay, top and bottom both. All right, and now purple or violet. Okay. Now wash your brush, and let's paint a slightly thicker paint of violet. At both the top and bottom. Wash your brush, and now let's paint slightly thicker version of the rose. Again, both at the top and bottom. Okay. The yellow is good, so we don't need to do anything. Okay. Now, all right. Now let's move the paper or the clipboard in all directions. Make sure you don't lose the yellow, but we want the color to blend everywhere. If there's a lot of color on your tape, take a paper towel and wipe off the edges so you don't get cauliflowers. Move it in all directions. If the colors are not bright enough, you can take a thicker paint and paint again. Okay, this is what I'm doing here. A little bit of rose. I don't want so much yellow. All right. Now let's blend it again. This one does not look right, so let's blend this with the brush because it's starting to dry here. I think I need a little more red here, or sorry, rose here. Okay. All right. Okay. Once you're happy with the colors, let it dry. I will use a hair dryer to dry the paper. I will be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back now. Let's paint the trees. These are silhouettes, so we'll paint the trees above the horizon line and we will paint the reflection below the horizon line. So let's start painting we'll paint pine trees on the right side and we'll just paint a few bushes on the left side. All right. To paint the pine trees, I'm going to take black. Make sure it's not very watery because we don't want to create a blob of paint. Let me draw the trunks and vary the different sizes of the trees. Once you've drawn the trunks, use the smallest brush that you have and paint the pine trees. There are different ways of painting pine trees, but this is how I paint. Make sure you leave some space between the branches so you can actually see the color of the sky, and that adds more beauty. I'm drawing some branches in between just to make it look full. Okay. Let's paint the rest of the trees. So start with smaller branches on the top, and as you come down, make sure the branches are bigger. So these pine trees need to look like a triangle. Okay. It's okay for trees to overlap because that's what happens in nature too. Just draw some lines like this and some dots. You can draw trees with branches going down in the downward direction. I'm drawing mine going in the upward direction. All right. So on this side, on the left side, I'll just mark the area where I want the bushes. Make sure you don't cover the entire yellow because we want some of the yellow to still show through. Okay, so I just marked the area, and now I'm going to take a slightly bigger brush and fill this. Just some dots and lines. Then I'll use a back of a credit card or a gift card to add some texture. I'm now using the belly of the brush just to fill it. Okay. All right, I'm just going to use a piece of a credit card and just draw some strokes just to indicate branches. You can paint this with a sponge or a stencil brush also, or you can do what I'm doing here. Make some thin. You can add some trees even here. Just some very thin branches. In winter, all the leaves have fallen off, so you'll only see the branches. Because pine trees are evergreen, they have leaves, but the other trees don't. Okay, you can add a few more trees here. Okay. Now let's paint the reflection. To do that, first let's wet the bottom portion. Okay. When you're near the yellow, just make sure you clean your brush. with the bottom portion, with the entire bottom portion, so it does not look disorganized. Okay. We don't want patches. So if you wet the entire thing, then it'll blend better, right? So now you have this. So what I'm going to do to paint the reflection is actually turn the paper upside down, and then I'll paint the reflection of the trees. The reason why I wet the paper is so it's blurry. We don't want the trees to look exactly like trees. We just want just an indication of the tree, but we just want the color to spread. So like this. Make sure the reflection, the tree reflection matches the tree up on the other side. All right. You don't need to draw all the branches properly because it's just a reflection. It's going to just blur out. All right. Okay. Let's do the same thing. So it's bigger here, and then it just becomes smaller here. Okay, so just gonna wet my brush and fill this in. And I'm just going to add a few lines so it does not look like it's one unit, and you'll see some branches and trees like this. All right, now dry your paper. I will come back in a minute.